I drove the third gen to work today, and the last 2 or 3 days, the ABS has been kind of kicking in at low wheel speeds, and I have not been able to figure out why. I went around the truck and bled all the brakes the other night. I've been checking all the wheel speed sensors. They were a little bit dirty, so I pulled all those and cleaned them. But while I was pulling into my neighborhood, my truck made an insane screeching noise. So I just threw it up on the jack, and I think that I found the noise. Now, I know that I've had some wheel bearings that were starting to go bad, and I actually don't know if it's a wheel bearing just yet, but look at this. That's a wheel bearing. Well, I guess I'm tearing this thing apart. All right, now that he got the wheel off, you can see a little better. I think. It's so bad. I can't believe that I've even driven it like this. I mean, it's starting to eat up the rotor. I don't think it's too bad, so I'm glad I caught it. I suppose I might as well do both wheel bearings on the front, and then at some point we'll do the wheel bearings on the back of the truck too. One. I was really trying to avoid buying a press, but... Well, I got one hub out of the spindle, and honestly, without a press, probably not the smartest thing to try to do this job with a hammer. For the time being, while I'm waiting to do that, I am going to go ahead and jump onto the first gen and pull the drive shaft so I can hopefully swap out this U-joint. Another job that I've never done, but it needs to happen, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. No good. I tell you what, that shit sucked. That took way longer than it should have, but we got ourselves a brand new U-joint. I only had to cut the old one out with an angle grinder because it was seized. So, thanks, Will.
It falls by itself.
Is that good?
I don't know.
Originally, I was trying to talk myself out of going and spending any money on a shop press, but then I thought about it a little bit more, and there's definitely quite a few jobs that I do fairly often that would justify buying a shop press. It's really not all that expensive, so we just got back from Harbor Freight. I went and bought a 12-ton shop press. It is laying on my floor in this box right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get this open and try to get this press built real quick.
My neighbor's screaming at the top of her lungs at her Alexa, like across the street. She does this every time that I'm home in the mornings. I can hear her over there yelling at Alexa.
So we got the hub pressed out and then sat this over here on the table. Figured this was worth showing you guys. This was the wheel bearing that was good. It didn't fail just yet. I did realize a couple weeks back that this had some play in it, so I was intending on swapping these wheel bearings out anyways, and this is why. Now I see what the failure looks like. This should not be doing that. I just stuck the pick in here to start trying to work the C-clip out, and the bearing just came apart. So gotta get this out of the way, get the C-clip out, press the bearings out, all that good stuff, and then we can clean these up and start pressing stuff back in. Did one. This is the most intimidating job I've ever done on the 4Runner. Alright, so on my setup here, I have a large socket. I think it's the 56 or something like that, but this is for the wheel bearing on the first gen, and it is big enough to receive the other side of the hub if it does go that far. And then on top, I'm putting the ABS ring. What the ABS ring is doing is essentially supporting the inner race of your bearing, so when you're pressing your hub down into your bearing, you're not damaging the race. This is the setup I'm going with, and it seemed to just work pretty well for that last one. Got one more to press in, and then we can probably start throwing the truck back together. And then for the top of the hub, I just have this big thick piece of steel that fits in there nicely and isn't damaging anything. So this is the scary part, is getting everything lined up down the center. And then as you press your hub in, with a setup like this, you should be able to move the spindle around and make sure your bearing is still spinning freely and nothing's getting binded up. Alright, now that we got the hubs and the bearings replaced, all of these are nice and tight and spin smoothly, I am going to take my ABS rings and then these little spacers and just kind of clean these guys up. They were pretty gunked up with years of mud and grease buildup in there, so gonna get these cleaned up, and then these will go into the back of the hub assembly. Get the grease seal on the back, and then the spindles are done. I have a couple more things to do after I get these back on. I did get inner tie rods, and I do plan on replacing the lower ball joints as well in this video. So that's the goal. I'm gonna go ahead, get these cleaned up, and start throwing stuff back together. All right, spindles are all done. These things are ready to go back into the truck. But before I start throwing stuff back together, I am going to do inner tie rods. I haven't replaced them on this steering rack since I put that rack in, I don't know, a little over 2 years ago. No good. Wrench not big enough. Make it big enough. Here's the inner that I just pulled. Doesn't really have play going back and forth, like the ball is nice and seated, but she's definitely pretty loose in there. These are the original inner tie rods from when I replaced this rack. It's an OEM rack, so I would imagine these are OEM inner tie rods. And we will be replacing them with this guy. These are like the Master Pros or something, import direct. So these are nice and sturdy, and I think will make a huge difference. I'm gonna go on a little rant here because I just went to the dealership that's closest to my house. It's the dealership that I go to specifically for stuff like this when I go to get lower ball joints or just OEM parts. Been going to this dealership for 3 years. But anyways, I called and got a quote for ball joints on the phone. It was $240 per ball joint, which is insane. I got ball joints for my truck a little over a year ago, and I spent about $350 for the set, or something along those lines. And after I got off the phone with them, I looked online. It says MSRP for a lower ball joint for my truck is about $180, which sounds about right. And then I proceeded to call 2 other dealerships, and the second dealership quoted me at $216 per ball joint. The third dealership quoted me at $180 per ball joint. And so the cheapest one obviously is the farthest away from me to make it inconvenient. So I just called back the very first one that's by my house, and I was like, hey man, I just called all of these other dealerships and they all gave me different prices, and one of them basically gave me MRP price. I was like, can we work around that? Is there something that you can do? Because I've been coming to you guys for a long time and I would like to keep doing that. And he didn't have much to say, and he just said, oh yeah, let me look into that, and then took it down to like $192 or something like that per ball joint, which I get things are getting more expensive. So I was like, all right, that's awesome, I'll buy them, which I just did. But yeah, $440 for something that cost like $350 a year ago is insane. And the worst part is that it's an important part, so I really can't cheap out on it. At least I don't want to. But anyways, very crazy. I just got home from work and spent another $500. It has been a very expensive week. I'm done complaining. I got the lower ball joints, so we're gonna throw those in the truck real quick, and then I can throw spindles back in, get the front end thrown back together, and get this thing off jack stands. And then from there, I'm pretty sure that the battery's dead, so figure that one out next. third gen's all back together and feeling pretty good. I went and drove around the neighborhood a few times. It's pretty crazy how much all that stuff stiffened up the steering wheel. It drives nice and straight, so I'm not really too concerned about getting it into an alignment, at least right away. I am a little bit concerned that the steering rack's starting to go out. I think it's leaking a little bit, and that might be what's causing my ABS issue, because it definitely still engaged ABS at least one of those corners that I just took around the neighborhood. But all in all, truck feels pretty good. It's back together. I can drive it at least. If you guys take anything away from any of my videos, this is probably a pretty good one to pull from. Invest in your tools so you have the right stuff for jobs, and always ask questions. Haggle people on the phone. Never stop bargaining and trying to make deals with people. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.